All right, in the meantime, back to the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, who this week stated that one of his goals for the upcoming season is to go 20-0. So yesterday here on Get Up, we asked Teddy Bruschi about the challenges and pressures of going undefeated. Here's what he said.
For some teams that don't want it. I mean, the players wouldn't say this, but the Indianapolis Colts a couple years later had the opportunity to finish an undefeated regular season. They decided, I think it was to rest against the New York Jets. Brings the outside in when you get that close. The Colts obviously decided the way to do it was to rest their players. When I got the job at ESPN and then Saturday got hired, right? The first thing I asked him in the hallway was, dude, why? And his answer, and to this day, he is upset about that still.
That was yesterday. Today is Saturday, if you will. Jeff, we all remember the game. Again, for those who don't, your team had a shot at an unbeaten season. You started pulling your starters out at halftime of a late season game and ultimately lost. It's a season in which your team did wind up in the Super Bowl. But all these years later, how do you feel about it?
Like a gut punch. Today, like you just hit me right in the gut when you asked me the question. I mean, this is as painful a memory as I have from the NFL. We had every opportunity to go get that season, and we decided it wasn't worth it to go play for the undefeated season, but instead for the Super Bowl. I just disagreed. You know, Bill Polian, who obviously started my career and Hall of Famer, all those things, he and I go head-to-head on this one, and we still go head-to-head because I still think there's only been one team to do it, Greeny. One team pops champagne every year. Go for it. I love that Patrick Mahomes is saying this. Absolutely. Will it work out? I have no idea. But if you don't start by saying we want to win every single one of them and have that mentality each and every week, you'll definitely never get there. Oh, we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. Nah, man, we want to win them all. And, hey, Mike T benefited from that terrible decision we made. And we ended up having to go play that team in the AFC Championship game. We win it. But I'm just telling you, like from a player perspective, Greeny, this is as painful as it gets. And I'm all about staying on the field, going to win. I don't care about the Super Bowl. We'll get there when we get there. Let's go win them all and then give ourselves a chance to set or go down in NFL history as one of the two greatest teams ever, because that's the only way you can decide that.
Can I ask you one more question? And I'm not asking you to betray any confidences, so whatever you're comfortable. But Teddy told us that he and Tom Brady and some of the other captains met with Bill Belichick during the final weeks of that season. They were unbeaten and said, we want to make sure we're on the same page here. Don't take us out. We want to play. And,
that's right.
You know, and Bill ultimately made those decisions. Did you guys push for that? Did you have that opportunity to try and talk your way onto the field? What do you recall about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we were all for let's go play. Bill Polian made the ultimate decision, right? He still stands by it. He looked me dead in the eye without any hesitation or reservation and said, my job is to get us to the Super Bowl, give us a chance to win a world championship. This is the way I know we have the best opportunity to do it. So, you know, from his perspective, he was dug in on his side. We were dug in on our side. He gets to make the final call because he's the general manager. But yeah, it was. Players wanted to play, man. We wanted a chance to make history. It just didn't work out that way.
So look, sitting here, all of us are thinking, oh my goodness, how could they not let you guys do that? But again, we're not in that moment and making that call. And so Mike Tannenbaum, if you were ever fortunate enough to find yourself in that situation, you're the general manager of a team that is unbeaten late in the season, what would you do?
I agree with Bill Polian, and here's why. This is about winning a championship and having a chance to have maximum performance at the right time of the year. And because of bye weeks and scheduling and candidly the risk of injury, and Jeff knows better than anybody, that team was really top heavy. It was a great team, but you guys had superstars. And if the wrong player got hurt, it had huge consequences. So I know it's not popular, but from a strategic planning standpoint, I would sit players if we knew our seeding was locked in. So it's not popular, but if you're taking the long view that the object of the exercise is to win a championship, I understand what Bill Polian did.
Kimberly, what do you think?
I think I actually covered that game. I remember the Colts players not playing. You know, I think going undefeated, it's cute. It's cute. You know, I understand why Mahomes is saying that's the goal. I don't think it'll happen, not with an extra game, not as you hear Mike and Jeff debate this, two sides, will they even get a chance? Will players even get a chance to be on the field? But if you're Patrick Mahomes and you're 25 and you've been to 2 Super Bowls already, you've won a Super Bowl, you've been a Super Bowl MVP, I mean, when you're thinking of things to get you motivated, bucket list things, obviously going undefeated is at the top of the list because this kid has started his career unlike a lot of QBs out there. So more power to him, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It's such an interesting scenario in so many ways. And Andy Reid historically has rested his starters at the ends of seasons where his team has been locked in. Now, they've never been unbeaten, but one would assume he would probably do the same thing. Maybe we'll get a chance to find out. In the meantime, let me break briefly on that thought, but we have a lot more to do. Ben Roethlisberger talking yesterday, saying his Steelers are being dissed. Why two of them were so clutch, they sent the game to double overtime. He would score 55, but it wasn't enough. Denver won it in the double OT by 7 to take a 3-2 lead in that best of 7. And then LeBron and the Lakers on the brink of elimination. Playing without Anthony Davis, the Suns absolutely dominated, taking a 30-point lead into halftime and winning by 30. Devin Booker scored 30 for the Suns. Chris Paul re-injured the right shoulder in the third quarter. He says he'll be okay. Here's what LeBron says about Game 6 tomorrow night.
It's literally win or go home at that point. So, you shoot all the bullets you got and throw the gun too. So, I look forward to the environment. Obviously, our Laker faithful going to give us a lot of energy, and I look forward to the moment. I look forward to the challenge and see what brings out the best of me and my teammates.
All right, so that's how he sounds. Let's talk about how he looked with Jay Will, KJZ, of course, ESPN Radio. I don't know what the right thing to say is this morning about that performance. What is it?
Frustrating. I know LeBron James had 19 shots last night, but last night was a game where you wanted to see LeBron James right from the beginning not be passive. You want to see him be, one word, Greeny, aggressive. And aggressive in this game means 30-plus shots for LeBron James. Double teams, fine. I don't care. Triple teams, fine. I need you to get the ball up to the rim. I need you to shoot. I understand LeBron James makes the right plays, and this is not all on LeBron James. Neither am I making excuses for LeBron James. But you wanted to see him be aggressive and not passive like he was in the first quarter. That obviously led to a big run. And also Dennis Schroeder, you can't turn down an extension worth $80+ million and come out there with a stinker and go 0 of 9 from the field with a donut in a Game 5 that is a pivotal Game 5 for your team.
Yeah, I mean, everything that could possibly have gone wrong went wrong. But it begins, of course, with LeBron James. And yesterday here on the show, Jalen Rose told me going to have a 35-point triple-double. He's got to dominate the action. And he seemed passive almost from the jump. What happened with that?
I can't tell you. I mean, I was sitting there watching the game in the first quarter, kind of shocked. And I understand making the right play, getting Alex Caruso shots or getting KCP shots. But, LeBron James doesn't need to make the right play. LeBron James needs to make the greatest player of all time type plays.
Yeah.
That's what you look for him. We didn't get that in that moment. I was extremely disappointed last night. I'm sure LeBron James is extremely disappointed. There's no doubt with AD needs to come back for this next game, and LeBron James needs to be aggressive, and that's not what we saw him in Game 5.
And what do we say about Anthony Davis? I mean, we all, Charles Barkley calling him street clothes last night and all the rest. What is the right thing to say about Anthony Davis today?
That's the right thing for me to say about Anthony Davis. I got nothing to say. I mean, AD needs to come back. AD needs to play. What I will say, Greeny, because I'm going to put respect on people's names, Devin Booker played with that Mamba mentality last night. Mm-hmm. And last night, I saw CP3 lead a team playing hurt. And if Wesley Matthews hits him or not, I know what kind of dog is in CP3. I don't know what kind of dog is in Anthony Davis. And I see it when he plays well and he's aggressive. It takes a lot for him to get there, to be that person. But now we get a chance to see the character of AD. And I know he's come off a lot of injuries. We're asking a lot of him. But this is why we play the game. This is that moment for them.
Yeah, they are champions.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to have to show up and be that.
Agree, can I say something? They are champions.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Is Miami was the team that got to the World Championship. What happened to Miami in the first round?
They're done. They got swept.
They got swept. So you also have this bubble narrative where people are saying, okay, you won a championship, but you won in the bubble. Now I know you're facing adversity. It's time.
Tomorrow night will be the time. The time is right now for him to go back across the hall. It's KJZ every weekday morning on ESPN Radio. Thank you, Jay.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm going to pass up the shot and just pass it back to you. That's what they did last night. All right, in the meantime, back to the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, who this week stated that one of his goals for the